First four action, or I guess we are going to go with the live update of the Padres and the Dodgers right now in Seoul, South Korea. It is opening morning in Major League Baseball. Bottom of the sixth, the Padres, the home designation on this Wednesday morning for the first game of the 2024 Major League Baseball season, and they have a 2-1 lead over the Dodgers. LA was booked as a minus 194 pregame favorite with Tyler Glasnow on the bump.
Yeah, we'll have some fun with the referendum after this game. Let's just say the Padres win this one 2-1 because the Dodgers down to their last 9 outs here in this game. If they don't score a run to push it to extras and they lose 2-1, it'll be fun to talk about this overall. But it's a shame that we're talking about this series here when it's not technically opening day. I know people are probably watching the show right now like, wait a second, baseball's on this morning? Yes, it is here, and the Padres have that 2-1 lead. We'll see how it goes, see how it plays out. It's good to have baseball back, even if, is it really back yet? I mean, come on.
Pre-game total 8.5. Now that live number at 5.5. Bottom of the sixth, the Dodgers now a money line favorite live, plus 164. In-game live on the early line. That's what we bring you. Now out to Dayton, Ohio, where the dance started last night in the 2024 men's NCAA tournament. The nightcap was a snoozer. Donnie was already asleep, but it probably put you to bed as well. A statement made by Colorado State. The Rams victorious by 25. Virginia basketball is that snooze fest, an offense that ranked in the bottom half of the country in college basketball on display last night. As Colorado State is victorious, they advance as the 10th seed in the Midwest region to take on Florida 67-42. The Rams easily cover as a 2.5-point favorite on that money line, around a minus 150 number, and a total of 120.5 does stay under.
Yeah, Virginia should have never been in the tournament, but also case in point here. We knew the Mountain West was very good in conference here and a deep conference, which is why they got a lot of teams into the NCAA tournament. I've been the one telling you the ACC is very weak. Now, this, again, is not a referendum on the overall tournament of what Duke and North Carolina, let's just say, will do moving forward. But Virginia getting slapped by 20-plus points on the opening day of the tournament sort of feels vindicated here because I don't think Virginia is all that good overall. We'll get into it a little bit later, but it's good to see Virginia's out. We don't have to worry about horrible basketball anymore on our eyes, Ben.
So we will talk about what is up next. I said taking on Florida in the Midwest region. My mistake. They will take on the 7 seed Texas in the opening round of 64. In the first game of the first four in Dayton last night, the first ever NCAA tournament victory in program history for the Wagner Seahawks, who since the month of December have been playing with only 7 fully healthy scholarship players. They were under 500 in NEC play. They win 3 games on the road against the 3 top seeds in the NEC conference tournament to get to the big dance, and they continue their dance as Wagner holds off Howard in the opener, 71-68. The Seahawks winning outright as a 3.5-point dog.
I thought we'd get an under in this game. I really did. I didn't think Wagner would get the 71 points and shoot the lights out basically in the first half. And by the way, shot very well, almost 50% as a team from the 3-point line. Didn't see that one coming. But having said that, good on Wagner. It's crazy when you watch how, it was Howard through their conference tournament, Ben, with 5 scholarship players. Then you take a look at Wagner was playing with 7 basically the entire season. Wild finish there. Good for Wagner moving on. They probably won't win another game, but you go down and saying, you know what? We actually won a basketball game in the tournament here in 2024. Congrats to them.
It was a wild finish. Donald Copeland, who is the head coach of Wagner, Seton Hall star during his days on the playing surface, decided not to foul. The Bison got 3 looks at a game-tying 3. Crazy. Just could not convert. Big news yesterday for the big dance as well. For the 4 seed in the Midwest region, that would be the Kansas Jayhawks, who did not have either Kevin McCullar Jr. or Hunter Dickinson for the Big 12 tournament last week. And head coach of KU, Bill Self, confirming yesterday evening, Kansas will be without Kevin McCullar Jr. for the entirety, Donnie, of the NCAA tournament.
That's going to be tough for Kansas. We didn't even anticipating them getting him back and also Hunter Dickinson. I still didn't have a lot of support here for Kansas and thought they might even get knocked out in round number 1. Now it looks like Kansas is going to be an afterthought in this tournament. It's tough because you never want to see the injuries, but happening at the wrong time for Kansas, no doubt.
Kansas opened after It was revealed as a 35-1 price to win a national championship. Now make that 50-1. The odds outlook for KU we will discuss a little bit later on. The Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves in a huge game out in the Western Conference last night. Denver goes into the Twin Cities and wins 115-112. Minnesota does cover as a 7.5-point home underdog. Anthony Edwards, a 30-point performance. Almost made it 33, had a look at the buzzer for a game-tying three to send it into an extra session. It did not go in.
Jokic usually distributes. He didn't last night. Dropped 35 points, shot 22 times, had 16 rebounds and only 2 assists. But that's what superstars do. Evolve when the team needs you to do a certain thing. He did that last night. And also, we were correct on this. That line was screaming to take the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though you're supposed to take the Nuggets in that situation, you couldn't pass up the T-Wolves at home getting the 7.5 because you knew the effort would be there. And it was. They covered, didn't win. Good win by the Nuggets.
Denver and OKC now tied for the top spot in the Western Conference standings. Quickly, football news. Mike Williams, after 7 years with the Chargers, now signs with the New York Jets, a 1-year, $15 million deal. Caden Proctor, who was an All-SEC Freshman of the Year candidate for Alabama, went to Iowa as a transfer and then back in the transfer portal, probably making his way once again to Tuscaloosa. More on the early line next.